What's going on YouTube? Forex Fargo checking in. As you can already tell by the thumbnail, yes, it is about that time of the week. Forex Fargo weekly webinar. A happy Valentine's Day from February 14th, 2021, all the way through February 19th, 2021. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it, baby. All right, so per usual, we're just going to go ahead and start with the following pairs, dollar index, gold, euro, USD, AU, GU, GJ, and UCAD, right? Last week was very choppy, but just starting with dollar index overall. So last week, I was stating that, if we were holding above this daily support, right now it's acting as our daily resistance level, but if we were holding above this, we should see some continuation to the upside. Now we did see some continuation to the upside. I was not wrong on this. However, what happened was we hit a level of resistance. So we hit a November 30th level around 91, 500 or so, and then price ended up retracing. Now, if we look at this and zoom down once again, we're just still on the daily time frame. From the two levels where I have my zone, this is about 1,200 pips. I've already done this before I recorded. Right now, the fact this is 1,200 pips, and the fact that if you guys do use your Fibonacci retracements, right? So this was on the uptrend. Right now price has retraced about, the fact it is 1,200 pips between both zones. Right now, price has, retraced maybe 600 pips or so. So, and then to follow along with price action, you got these two dojis right here. Actually, you have three dojis right here. So this indecision to the downside. However, this last daily doji candle closed bullish, just slightly above it, with a daily wick to the upside, right? So that's giving us some, maybe some good indications of what could potentially be happening. Just looking at the 4-hour time frame, so we would probably be looking for something to the upside. Now, what I would like to do, let me just minimize this real quick a little bit. Right, so keeping, if you guys are new to the channel, I prefer to keep my my old trades up there, right? But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a level right here, at this 91, 9,400 or so. We're going to monitor price action. We'll draw a blue ellipse, right? The blue ellipse is the preferred, that's where I like to, preferably where I prefer to trade from, right? So, maybe we'll see a continuation to the upside, but from here, one or two things could happen. We'll see the trend continue to the upside, or we will see the overall bearish trend that has been happening for a while, continue to the downside, right? So once again, our analysis depends on what happens with the dollar index. So moving on, let's go ahead and move on to gold, right? So if we're going to take a look at gold, gold, I did end up taking a couple trades on gold last week. I believe I took a trade somewhere, around this 1824 level, and rolled it to about the upside or so. And then, I got burned. I'm not gonna lie, I got burned in a gold sell to the downside, right? I was looking for a buy, but got burned, and I guess I was following along with the trade and tracing it. But what's important right here, if we understand this, right, just understanding lower lows and lower highs, right? So we know that the market's overall bullish, right? However, we've had all this consolidation, so price really has been flirting between 18, in my eyes, 1840, and then this 1800 level right here. So maybe price will retest back again to the downside before continuing all the way back up. But once again, a couple things could happen with the gold analysis. We could see the break up to 1840, or we could see the pushback down to like the 1800s or so, right? Either way, it's about 200 pips or so, so the best thing to do is follow along. The reason why I took my trade, last week is because price were around these levels, which is something that I tend to respect. And just looking left, you can see, it's easy for me to understand which trades I've taken in the past, right? So moving on to Euro USD, right? EU has been super fucking choppy for me. Once again, I told everyone I started my FTMO challenge, so I guess I've been everywhere, but this is really easy to see. Let me just clean this up a little bit, right? So actually, I don't want to clean it up, but what we can do is if I draw this line right here, you can see that price literally last week had retested, previous week's high, right? So the fact that we had that retest, what we're gonna do, we're gonna just monitor price action, around here, see what happens. If this does happen to break to the downside, and hold resistance or break to the downside, we'll see, where we'll see the bearish momentum. And this is also aligns well with the dollar index, knowing that, you know, the Euro USD makes up about 60% of this, right? You know, so this is something that we could potentially take a look at on, you know, the Euro USD dollar. Just looking at this real quick on the daily time frame, you can see pretty much why that 4-hour level was marked. Once again, levels don't need to be perfect. Just monitor your price action around it, you know, have your preferred candlesticks, and then, you know, strike from there, right? On the 2-hour time frame, you know, you could probably see it might get a push up. Then again, you know, it's all up to you guys how to execute on the trade. I know a lot of other people are looking at sells as well. Moving on, the bread and butter, baby, Mr. AU, right? All right, so AU, if you guys are looking at this from, you know, the screen right here, you can see that we've just got a whole bunch of, it's not necessarily a whole bunch of resistance, right? But we've just got so much bullish momentum that once again, there's got to be some type of, you know, retracement to the downside if we are going to, you know, continue all the way up. Looking at this from, you know, the higher time frame right now, we are on a 4-hour time frame, just identifying some levels and having the mark, right? So we know that we have these highs at 77, you know, 600 or so. If you were to take a sell here last week, you know, it's probably comfortable taking this sell because price literally pushed back up to, you know, previous levels from 2 weeks ago, respecting it. You look at the rejections, it's probably like a third or fourth rejection on a higher time frame or a smaller time frame, and then you'd be able to catch it, you know, maybe to about where it broke from. If you caught it from here to here, there's probably about 50, 60 pips, but, you know, everyone has their own trading strategy, right? Just giving you guys ideas of where you could and could not trade from. All right, so getting back into this. So what we will do is we will mark our, you know, call this our 4-hour support, daily resistance, right? So we will call this our daily resistance slash 4-hour, yeah, daily slash 4-hour resistance. I did that backwards. Excuse me. 4-hour slash daily resistance, right? You know, so that's something that we should be able to look at. Once again, it's your job to follow along with the trade. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. You know, last week I actually had like had a rough start to the week. I was able to, you know, recoup some things, but I guess psychologically and my psychology was just all fucked up. So, you know, moving on, you win some, you lose some. It is what it is. All right, so GU, right, on the daily time frame. All right, on the daily time frame, you know, it's just gonna be super bullish, super bullish, super bullish. Once again, we'll drop down to a 4-hour time frame. On a 4-hour time frame, we can see kind of like we have a triple top, almost a triple top, 1, 2, 3. You know, more rejections over here. Drop down to a smaller time frame. You know, what is it that we see? 1, 2. You know, maybe a third rejection right here. So our job is to monitor price action. Once again, you know, your analysis don't need to be any harder than this, which is why, you know, the weekly webinars have gotten a little bit shorter in time. However, you know, the quality still the same, right? The quality still the same. You know, you're still able to catch these pips. It is what it is. Just follow along with it. Sometimes I share them, sometimes I don't, right? Mentorship is open, looking to get, you know, super active in that and just figuring some other things out, like I've been saying. And let's switch gears to GJ, right? So switching gears to GJ, GJ's been super bullish, super bullish, super bullish. You know, right here, I was looking for sales, around this, you know, 144, 700 level, expected it to push all the way up to 145, right? What I did not expect to happen was for 145 to be broken, you know, so on GJ, let me just see real quick. On a weekly time frame, obviously we're super bullish. You know, I did say that we have all this momentum to, you know, reach to the upside of about these 146 to 147, right? So, you know, that's probably where the next target should be. But right now, you know, I am looking to see if we can catch maybe some sells with GJ. I'm not gonna mark that up right now. I would just say monitor price action around, you know, current levels, 144, 250 or so, and just kind of see what happens from there. Moving down to UCAD, right? So UCAD, I believe, should be a great buy, right? I know, you know, a lot of people are thinking I'm optimistic or whatever like that, but if we're just following along with the daily time frames, right? So, you know, I understand that, you know, Saturday was extremely intense. But yeah, Friday was extremely intense in terms of the close of the week last week, right? If we look at the two previous daily candles, so we look at Thursday and Friday, we had these two, nice doji candles right here, right? But because we still have like 3 rejections to the downside, right? If you look at over here, 1, 2, 3 rejections, price went up. 1, 2, 3 rejections, price went up. So on and so forth. You can kind of see a pattern, right? So I'm expecting price to boom on this UCAD, right? And that should also align properly with the fact that we are looking at, dollar strength upcoming this week. So this could be something if price fell, maybe all those pips on Friday, maybe we should be able to catch, at least some of these back to the upside, right? Once again, that could happen. If not, obviously, we know that if 127 is, broken and, we get to the downside, then obviously, we have potential to push all the way back down to 126, 350 or so. So, just things to keep in mind. Trading overall should be about, proper risk reward management. So you're never going to be successful unless, you're making sure that, you are winning and losing properly, right? So if you're gaining, if you're risking $10, make sure that you're at least, gaining $20, $30, $40, right? You take 3 losses on $10, right? So you've lost 3R, right? But what happens when you get your 3 reward, right? So you lost 3 risk, but 2 times your risk. But what happens when you get 3 times your reward, right? So you end up breaking even. This is why you should follow along and make sure that you are either sticking to percentages, pips, money, so on and so forth, right? So hopefully you guys are able to, catch some pips, just use the analysis. Make sure the only thing that I ask is that you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and Forex Fargo. We'll see you on the next one, baby.